Cropover 2020 has been cancelled, but that does not mean we can't enjoy the music, remember the good times, and look forward to the future. In this series, I'll be bringing you stories from artists and businesses within the cropover industry. So don't move, because it's cropover time.
For me, it's expected, it was anticipated that, there was going to be an extension regardless. I think in the best interest of everybody, all the citizens of Barbados, people around the world, I think there's no sense in us rushing out there and mingling with one another, not knowing who may have got it already and was not tested, etc.
Or don't show symptoms. A carrier
exactly. A carrier, exactly. And then we have a case where it affects us in even a worse way.
I'm not sure when, you can correct me, when did cropover become like a household name in your opinion? Like, it feels like everybody knows about cropover now.
Yeah, I think when in the early 80s, because the festival was around then, it had died, and it started back in the mid 70s.
Do right here is go back, way back.
Somewhere around the very, very early 80s, there was a lot more attention came to cropover, because at that point in time we had, Gabby was in, Red Plastic Bag was new on the scene, and he brought a whole crowd from St. Philip with him. So rather than being just a town thing, it started to be it started to become a whole island thing. And so he brought with him from the east, John King, when the Conquerors started back then, and a whole slew of new artists. We remember there was a guy at the time who had a very, very popular song. His name was Sheriff, and his song, this would have been 1982, and his song was like the song. Everybody anticipated that this song was actually going to win Road March, until we heard a recording of Gabby doing Jack on the radio. And that was it. So in the 80s, cropover started to become very, very popular, and then with Eddie Grant recording Gabby and Griner, and putting those songs out there, and those songs became extremely popular with Barbadians, and then of course it enticed people because of the popularity of the songs and the fact that they traveled. A lot of Barbadians started to come back home for cropover, and more each year, and it started to become a household name. Then the music started to infiltrate and penetrate Trinidad, which was another big thing for it. So there was then this thing called the Bajan invasion, which it was the Bajan invasion, that's right, which happened in the 80s with Gabby and Griner, and then there was another surgence of it with Square One and Crossfire in the 90s.
Square one, two over, run the track. Now all down, pick up yourself and come forward.
It's your era. On lines of Allison Hines.
I always tell people that. I started quite young, around the same time. 1 year after when Conquerors started, I then went Plastic Bag and Fingal. They started their own tent, and I went over to that tent after I started in 83. I started in 83 with Mighty Gabby, actually.
Saturday. I just watch the lady get on a Saturday. And if things continue so, they gonna be soon on a Sunday. And then I got what's working.
First timers tent, and then the following year, not knowing what to do, where to go, etc. Mr. Fingal was the games master at Lodge School, and he was managing this brand new tent, the Untouchables. So I asked him, had a little audition, wrote my song, and there was no turning back from then.
Lovely. That is nice. What would you speak to, the younger generation of internationally are getting involved, like a market where people in their 20s and in their 30s, they have it planned that they must come to Barbados for crop over.
There's no crop over this year, but I'm sure that people, because we have, we have these stalwarts out there who are still producing a lot of music and making a contribution to crop over. Then we have a lot of new artists as well, the younger artists coming out. They're coming out of the community college. They're coming from the villages and the neighborhoods, and they have brand new ideas, and they're writing some really good songs. We have guys out there very, very young who can write commentary. There are those who are writing the nice, sweet soca songs. Then they're the ones who, they love the bashment. So if you are interested, if you want to come to Barbados and have a really good party, a really good time, as far as, even going to the tents are concerned, going to the parties, you're going to find something for everybody, young, old, middle class, everybody. They will find something, because there's so much, there's a lot of creativity here in Barbados. And the youngsters out there, they have brand new ideas and concepts that are going to intrigue you. So if you want to be intrigued, you're going to come to Barbados for crop over. It is the sweetest summer festival, and we're looking at it in 2021.
And with that, how do you feel about the cancellation? And we kind of talked about it quickly at the beginning, but kind of elaborate a little bit. How do you feel about the cancellation in terms of worldwide, in terms of the economy, in terms of yourself, and how will you kind of evolve with this?
Yeah, well, let's start with the economy first of all, because we know that crop over generates millions of dollars for everybody in Barbados around crop over. So that is going to impact the country significantly. And of course, with the cancellation of shows, as an entertainer, and we all know that it's very, very difficult now to actually sell music as a you can get it sold online as an intangible, correct, but having a tangible CD or disc in your hand, that's long gone. So a lot of artists now depend on the promotion of their stuff online, etc., so that the songs become popular enough, and the radio as well. So the songs become popular enough. There's demand. That's right. There's demand for the artists. So hence the artists get shows. Now shows depend on crowds, and if you can't go and form a crowd, you can't hold a show. It make no sense, right? So therefore, your income is going to be impacted by most of the artists who depend on live performances for a living. I think we're all going to have to obviously be creative, like yourself. You realize that you had to find a different way to get the message out, and we're going to have to do the same thing as artists. We're going to have to try to find a way to use the same social medias and internet, etc., to get our songs out there. Make sure that not only Barbadians and West Indians, but the entire world can tune into what you have to offer, and hopefully try to generate as much income online as possible.
Yeah, you definitely have to find ways to stay known and to sustain yourself through this time, because you don't want to be forgotten in a year or so.
Exactly. You got to make sure that you're consistently and constantly visible. People are going to have to see you. They're going to have to remember you. And if they remember you, they can remember that you just put out a song. And by the way, I've already done that. 2020, I usually start working at like just as I release the music for Crop Over 2019. I'm thinking about 2020. So by the end of Crop Over and October or so, you know, I have music ready, and ideas ready for 2020. So far I've released two songs.
Nice.
I have a song called I Remember, which really was basically intended to be kind of a love song, a reminisce song of a man who or woman who met someone during Crop Over, you know, and the person doesn't live on the island, so you don't see them all the time. But all of the memories that you'd have created and experienced from the last Crop Over, you're expecting and anticipating that it will happen again if this person comes back, because it's kind of a love relationship.
Of a time holding you so close to me. In my ear you whisper to do it again, baby. Baby, there was a time when you and I were inseparable. But that wasn't so long ago. Girl, that you were telling me so. Baby girl, I want you to know it's too hard for me to let go. When you left I wasn't the same, but now Crop Over come again. I'll be waiting, girl, I'll be waiting. I remember our favorite song. I remember dancing all night long. I remember just you and me. I remember.
Yeah, so it's kind of fitting now, even with the
gonna see it.
exactly.
That
Right?
fits
And
very good.
oh yeah, and that song was written long before, you know, since December or so the song was written, and I recorded it, and it was the first song I released on the 27th of March, and then on the 1st of April I released another song on a rhythm called the Afro Comb rhythm, and that features myself, Sim Simmer. We have Be More Specific. We have Nyasha and Chrissy D. They're all on that rhythm, and the songs are really, really, really fun. And Feel Good is basically what it is. It's a feel good song, you know, about having a good time and that kind of stuff. So it's in all hopes that we can actually get out there and mingle again. I mean, at some point in time down in the future, you know, we will get together and start to feel good. I will be releasing another song though on the 1st of May. I'm still releasing songs. That's right, because you know people need hope. People need a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel, and I want to release songs that will give them hope that, you know, things are not all doom and gloom. We will be back together outside mingling again at some point in time. And when they do, they will have these songs to party to, because they will remember, when it was down and out and in my house and couldn't get out. All right.
Well, you kind of answered this. The question was, what are your plans to recuperate and prepare for Crop Over 2021?
Well, yeah, basically I answered it. I'm gonna still put out. In fact, I'm putting out an album. Yeah, so the album will have on at least 6 brand new songs for 2020, and a couple of more recent releases. There was a song I had last year called "Turn It So" that I have a video of as well that did very, very, very well as far as streaming and downloads are concerned. So I'm going to re-release that on this album as well, and promote the music all throughout 2020. And I mean, hopefully it'll go into 2021 for Crop Over, and I won't have to work as hard to put out brand new music in 2021. Obviously, knowing me, I probably will put out a couple of songs in 2021, but not to say that, you know, these songs are going to be dead, because I think they're great songs that should have a lifetime of a lifetime.
Thanks for joining us in this series of Crop Over Time. If you want to see another video, look right over here or look at one of our previous videos. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.